Hey, it's your girl, Paula Wilhite, and Associates Real Estate Team here, speaking to you with Issa Vibe, Real Talk Real Estate. I'm here with my crew, and they're going to introduce themselves to you.
My name is Jared Trujillo. I'm an agent with Paula Wilhite and Associates Real Estate Team. Been on our team now for about 3 years.
My name is Prentice Weisingold IV. I'm also an agent with Paula Wilhite and Associates Real Estate Team.
Hey guys, it's your girl, the Mortgage Champ Cam, and I'm here with Big Valley Mortgage. Welcome.
So today, you guys, let's talk a little bit about legacy. You know, how important, why is it important to have a legacy? I mean, you know, as far as, building a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like to talk about that because in the last couple episodes, we talked about us being single moms and getting into this industry, raising a family. So for me, it's really, really important that I leave behind a legacy for her. I leave behind a foundation for my daughter to be able to pick up and do whatever it is that she wants. Like, she's been with me on this real estate journey since she was 2 years old, or just a little under 2. She has no interest in getting into real estate. However, you know, the things that you can do with real estate could afford her to be able to go to college. It could afford her to be a young entrepreneur, you know, and just so many different avenues. So it's very important that I establish that foundation. And even though she has no interest in it, she's aware of it.
Yeah.
And as she gets older, not that she wants to get a career within it, but maybe start investing, buy her first home, buy a rental property, and maybe even something in commercial, because she definitely has that entrepreneurial mindset. So she might be looking into buying some kind of commercial property or whatnot. But I think it's very important for the kids nowadays, and even, you know, some of the adults, just to understand it. Right. And then, you know, find out a way that how they can build wealth and have that wealth be generational.
Yeah. I think it's important to remember and add that 90% of the world's millionaires were created by real estate, whether that be buying real estate, you know, equity, things like that. And it's just important. Real estate is pretty, you know, I think that stat alone tells you the importance of how real estate could be. And like what you said, in creating generational wealth. I come from a generation of renters. My family, you know, the renters. Well, not anymore, you know. Thanks to me.
Right, absolutely.
But
thanks to you.
I broke that chain.
That's right.
It's important for me to make sure I have something. I don't have any kids yet, but important to leave something for my kids and my family and my nephews that I do have now through real estate and creating that.
Yeah. And I think it's, you know, important too for people to know what legacy is, or building a legacy actually is. Because I didn't really grasp the term until my senior year of high school. You know, we had a speaker, Dr. David Ennis. He came in, you know, spoke to the whole class about, you know, building long-term wealth and, you know, investing in things that are going to appreciate and not investing in things that are going to depreciate. And, you know, right then and there, it just really clicked. Because it's, you know, building a legacy is a very simple concept, you know, but unfortunately, it's not taught. We don't talk about it enough, especially in our culture. It's not something that's, you know, brought up a whole lot. And I remember, you know, being on the outside, you know, you look at families in rich neighborhoods, you know, because I had a friend who lived in a rich neighborhood, and I just thought, you know, their parents made a ton of money and that's how they were able to accumulate all this wealth. Well, when you do a little bit more digging, you find out that they fit into that 90% that you know, talked about before. You know, they invested their money, they bought real estate. They've had family members who've, you know, purchased home, purchased land, and were able to pass that down their family lineage. Unfortunately, we don't see that a whole lot in Black culture. And I think, you know, a lot of African American families, they do suffer from that generational renter, you know, syndrome. I'm gonna call it a syndrome, right?
Yeah, it's important for all of us to pass that on to our children and teach them. I mean, I know with my kids growing up, a lot of times, even when you think they're not listening, they are listening, because I do have some of my daughters invested when they were younger. I mean, you know, as soon as they got out of college, my daughter bought her first home. But also their friends are purchasing homes, and, you know, when I'm talking to them, they're like, yeah, I remember when you were telling us. I said, wow, back in soccer, you guys were 11 and 12. but they listen. And I think it's our responsibility to be able to give that information to the kids. And anybody, it doesn't need to be your kids only. Grab somebody, talk to them about it, because a lot of times they want to get a car. And you know why? Because a car they could take anywhere, so no one has to know where they live. They can have this immediate status.
I'm sorry.
However, that little dilapidated house over there is yielding them more money. So now they got a great car, but they're renting.
Right.
Whose legacy are they taking? Whose legacy are they building?
No one's.
No, they're building an apartment. The person that owns that.
The landlord.
That's a good,
Absolutely.
That's a good point.
So it's so
good for investors.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So we have to educate so that we have more, putting more people and getting. It's just the knowledge, because, like you said, if they're generational renters, they don't know anything.
Right.
As far, they know things, but as far as that they can purchase with different grants, and they think they need a lot of money, right? Because we did a thing and they thought, oh, you need a lot of money to.
You need 20%.
Yeah. To purchase a home, and I go, that's a myth.
It's actually interesting that you said that, because I participated in the Realtors Market Update that they did on the 25th of February, and 40% of people believe that you have to have 30% to 100% of a down payment to purchase a home.
Yeah. Dreadful.
40%. That's a huge margin, and only, I think it was like only 10% knew that you could do anything below a 20% down payment. Yeah.
It's just credit. Credit is the key. I tell people, credit's gold. There's people that will give you money to purchase a home. There's all kind of grants for you to purchase a home. It has to do with keeping that credit clean. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, some people's parents put their kids' name on magazines and things like that, and they don't even know about it. They get them, they have bad credit. Why do that to your kid before they even get started?
I was victimized by that. I had light bills.
We laugh about it, but
that's real talk.
I was qualified to have utility bills.
Hey, there's a lot of little kids that were on Jet magazine back in the day. I'm telling you, So really and truly, and I didn't even know anything about that because it wasn't spoken to in my home. All I knew about credit was turn off the light, you're gonna pay that electric bill.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But on the flip side of that, and from the eyes of a lender's perspective, you can add your children's onto your credit cards that you have in good standing. Let's be clear. Yeah. Those that you have in good standing, that you've had for a while, to establish credit for them. Because when they graduate high school and when they get out of college, they don't have any credit other than the student loan debts that they may or may not have.
Right.
So there's definitely avenues, and you'll have to definitely tune back in with us, to hear a little bit more about that. But we are definitely on to something, with the legacy and how to do that and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, wow, you guys, wow.
There's so much to talk about.
All this resource that's sitting here at the table. We have, you keep saying you're the OG. so we have somebody that can take you, from generations, in the market. I've been doing this for almost 14 years. You guys are pretty new. Jared's been doing it a few years. You're like your first year or so. So there's just so much that we have to give and to offer in terms of resource, and we just got to share it. And,
that's right.
And that's what this show, Issa Vibe, Real Talk, Real Estate is about.
Exactly.
We invite you to come back to another episode where we just dive into different topics. And sometimes it's not always real estate.
Right.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And it's a vibe.
It's a vibe.